Ladies and gentlemen, lots of conversation in regards to our midfielders. As you can see, Denis Zakaria apparently not in the future plans. You'll be surprised who I'm about to recommend. It's a particular midfielder I didn't fancy previously, but you best believe I think he is probably the best option going forward.
All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck into this. Chelsea are looking for a new number 6. Chelsea's tendency is to use the buy option, is not to use the buy option for Denis Zakaria at this stage. Look, I'm not surprised. This is coming from Pletigo, who tends to have more, German news, but it's quite reliable when it comes to transfer news, I have to say. Has some ideas in regards to Chelsea news as well. Denis Zakaria not in the future plans. We're not looking to utilize the buy option. I'm not surprised. Look, we forget this particular player is quite injury prone. And the last injury he had with Chelsea Football Club, he's still yet to come back in full throttle. Yeah, he's, I think, got some minutes here and there off the bench in recent times. He just came back, to be honest, not that long ago. But I don't know. I don't think Graham Potter truly fancies him. Thomas Tuchel definitely didn't fancy him for the little time he was there, even though Denis Zakaria stated that he made the move because of Thomas Tuchel. And then when Graham Potter did come in, it took a long time until Denis Zakaria got his chance. And I have to be honest, when he did play initially, he looked fairly good. His ball playing ability wasn't bad. I was actually quite surprised. I didn't think he was going to be good on the ball, but he was fairly decent on the ball. Scored a goal, I believe. Can't remember who it was against, but might have been in the Champions League. And overall, he looked okay, but I never ever felt that this is the particular player that we're going to sign on a permanent basis. So look, I'm not emotionally attached. I'm okay to move on from Denis Zakaria. I feel like there are a lot of other players that are much better than him. And once again, this is no disrespect to Denis Zakaria, but it seems like there is no future for him. And as I said, injuries are a massive concern. Who am I actually interested in, ladies and gentlemen? Now, you might ask. It's this particular player. Chelsea are definitely in the race for Declan Rice and are highly interested. He's one of the top candidates in order to strengthen the defensive midfield. This is once again from Pletigo, Florian Plettenberg. Ladies and gentlemen, previously I wasn't up for this particular player. The reason being, I wanted more technical ability in midfield. I wasn't sure if we were going to get someone like Enzo Fernandez or whoever else, right? Now, with the quality that we've seen from Enzo Fernandez and the fact that he's playing for us, it makes perfect sense to have someone like Declan Rice. And this is pure evidence now for each and every one of you guys that always say I'm a hater of Declan. I've never hated him. I've always said he's a good player, but it's not what I wanted, because I wanted more technical ability, because I didn't know if we were going to get players like Enzo Fernandez or João Felix up front. Now, with these level of players, the ballers that we have, hopefully they can develop into monsters down the track. It makes complete sense to have a defensive midfielder like Declan Rice. Now, a lot of people may think, in recent times, he's been more of a box-to-box. Now, look, believe me, Declan Rice started off as a centre-back a long time ago for West Ham. Then he slowly moved into the defensive midfield position as a sitter. Then he was in a double pivot with Ziyech, where he was more of a box-to-box. I've seen him for England be a sitter. If anything, Declan Rice has the discipline to be a sitter. There's no doubt about that. He can go laterally and cover a lot of space. He's got pace, he's got power. The physicality is there. This will allow Enzo Fernandez that freedom to pick up the ball from anywhere in midfield and roam forward and really devastate the opposition and find those cheeky passes, the Cesc Fabregas-esque passes that we've seen Enzo Fernandez do. It will allow him to have the freedom, that mindset that if the ball is dispossessed, he doesn't have to worry too much because Declan Rice is just behind him. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm all in for Declan Rice now. I know there's a lot of other names that's floating around, and we'll touch on them as well. But I've got to be honest. He's probably better than most of these other names that are getting floated around. And this is why I've always said I don't dislike Declan Rice. I think his quality is there. I think he's a very, very good defensive midfielder. And with the right players in and around him, you can't just have a Declan Rice and then not so technical players next to him. Because I was getting worried the way some of the Chelsea fans were moving, that they wanted to see, the future Declan Rice as a defensive midfielder, Mason Mount on the left and Conor Gallagher on the right. Like, that was what was freaking me out. That combination, that trio, if we ever have a midfield trio down the track. It's that level of thinking that was really, really bothering me. But now, Declan Rice, along with Enzo Fernandez, if it's a double pivot, and if we get a midfield three, we'll see. You can still include an N'Golo Kante next to Declan Rice, along with Enzo Fernandez. You can use, Romeo Lavia, who we're going to touch on. You can potentially have someone else. You can even have Mason Mount on the right side or on the left side, wherever you want to fancy. Do you know what I mean? If we do keep someone like Mason Mount, if not, we could potentially get a new midfielder and we're linked with a lot of new midfielders as well. So, look, right now, I'm all in on Declan Rice. You let me know if you are willing to take in Declan Rice. Now, for me, this totally makes sense. And the fact that West Ham potentially could get relegated, we could get Declan Rice on a cheap. I mean, Romeo Lavia, last summer, we put in a 50 million bid. And I get it, the links between him and Joe Shields, who we have right now. And Joe Shields will try his best to get Romeo Lavia in, and that's okay. But, if we can get Declan Rice for about 60 million or odd, 50 million odd or 60 million odd, which I think we should be able to, if West Ham get relegated, we should get some level of a discount. Then I rather Declan Rice. He's let's be honest, he's proven, right? Chelsea's top priorities for the summer transfer window are number 6 and a new striker. They're not planning with Lukaku next season. Fantastic to hear. That is all we need: a striker and a number 6. If it's not a striker, then get like that fluid front 3 player. Obviously we're getting in Nkunku. If you want to get someone like, I'm all in on Vitor Roque, man. I am seriously all in on Vitor Roque. If that's the area we want to go, that Brazilian superstar. I know a lot of people are saying he's only young. Look, Neymar made the move when he was young. Do you know what I mean? To Barcelona. I put Vitor Roque in that level. This kid can go to the next level. A lot of people think, nah, man, he's too young. He needs to get a loan move, this, that. Nah, this kid's ready. It's not like any other kids, right? But I'm okay if we go with someone like Osimhen. Absolutely okay. Proper number 9, right? So yeah, we can go with a fluid front 3. We can go with the proper number 9, bottom line, striker, and a number 6. It's potentially all we need, man. It's potentially all we need. You can look at a goalkeeper as well. But I'm glad this is what is getting thrown around by Fabrizio Romano. We do need to get a lot of players out. So no plans with Lukaku. That's going to be an issue. How do we get rid of Lukaku? Where does he go? I think he's adamant to stay at Inter Milan. But does Inter have the money? Are we going to provide another discount? We'll see. Further, more information in regards to midfield, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea are keen to extend Mateo Kovacic's contract. I'm okay with this. I think in recent times I was getting frustrated with Mateo Kovacic because there wasn't any goals coming from anywhere. And I was like looking at the midfield thinking, man, the midfield needs to chip in. But if we can manage to get our forwards start clicking into gears and then produce more goals and assists, I don't necessarily need Kovacic to go out there and really produce. I can just have him focus on the first phase and the second phase. I don't necessarily need him to focus too much on the final phase. Obviously, in recent times, he got the goal against Leicester, which is fantastic to see. But I'm okay. I'm okay for a player like Mateo Kovacic getting that contract extension. We can't get rid of everyone. I mean, we are going to lose a lot of experience in the summer. And obviously, we've lost experience with Jorginho. Azpilicueta is going to move on as well. I'm happy to let go of Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Conor Gallagher. And I know there's a lot of people that feel sentimental values with Conor Gallagher. He's been okay in the last few matches, but let's be honest, the sustainability. We need players that have a lot more quality as opposed to what Conor has right now, or Ruben Loftus-Cheek. I know they're doing a job right now. I don't need just doing jobs in the future. I need more than that. So I have to bring in new players. So on that basis, need to have some experience in the team with the likes of Kante and Kovacic. We just need that. And I'm fine with having Kovacic as the captain for the time being. I think there's a different edge about Kovacic. So this contract extension, I'm okay with. And we need players that can rotate. He's got injury issues as well, Kovacic. So happy to rotate him around. I think he'll be happy as well to not to have to play every single game. His combination with Enzo Fernandez is looking good. And as I said, in a midfield three, Declan Rice, Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic could work out. There could be other different combinations as well, even in a double pivot. Enzo Fernandez, Kovacic, Declan Rice, Kovacic, whatever it is, if we want to give Enzo a bit of break, someone like Kovacic is needed, along with N'Golo Kante and whoever else we bring in midfield. So I'm absolutely fine with this. Ladies and gentlemen, you let me know where you stand with Mateo Kovacic. Chelsea are stepping up their efforts to sign Romeo Lavia with Joe Shields, who is now at Chelsea, key in bringing him to Southampton. Look, I like Romeo Lavia. I really do. I think if we replace Conor Gallagher or Ruben Loftus-Cheek with Romeo Lavia, I'm all down for this. I really am. Could he potentially play as a defensive midfielder, purely as a sitter? And when I say a sitter, that doesn't necessarily mean that all they do is just sit there as the deepest midfield. No, whenever they find the opportunity to bomb forward, they'll bomb forward. Like you see Casemiro. Casemiro doesn't just always just sit in the background. Of course, that's his predominant role, but there are times where Casemiro will go forward too. He scores goals, Casemiro. Do you know what I mean? He attacks the box. So Romeo Lavia, can he play as a defensive midfielder? I think he can. I think he's more suited as a box-to-box, though. From the bits and pieces I saw from Southampton, he's quite capable. He's very, very capable of, being a box-to-box midfielder. But I think he can be disciplined enough to play as a defensive midfielder too. I like this player a lot. I'm fine with him coming to Chelsea Football Club. Looks like he's going to be the one who's, potentially be a name that we bring in. Like there seems to be a lot of links with him, as I said, with Joe Shields being one of the individuals now participating at Chelsea Football Club. So look, there's other names that's getting thrown around, Quatio Kone, Manu Kone. Are they the same players? Like, why is he called Manu Kone? Can someone comment in the comment section? Manu Kone, Quatio Kone, are they same things? I think it is. So look, I would still like to see Declan Rice and Romeo Lavia, not just Romeo Lavia, no Declan Rice. I feel like Declan Rice should be a must-have now, in my opinion. It just makes sense. And I think if it comes to Arsenal and Chelsea Football Club, he'll still choose Chelsea. I know there's Champions League football with Arsenal Football Club, but if he has the option, I think he'll still go for Chelsea Football Club, And, we may miss out on Champions League next season, but hopefully it's not going to be the case forever. We will bounce back. And if we end up winning the Champions League this season, well, then nothing to worry about, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know about Romeo Lavia, how you feel about him. Is it just Romeo Lavia with you and Declan Rice, or just Romeo Lavia? No, Declan Rice, one or the other. Let me know. Last but not least, Victor Osimhen, Didier Drogba is my idol. I loved watching him play as a kid. I always wanted to be like him. Look, in the stream that I did less than 12 hours ago, check that out. I talked a lot about Victor Osimhen. There's only a few clubs that's probably capable or need a number 9 at the moment. PSG could potentially go for a number 9. Mbappe doesn't want to play there. Messi and Neymar, I'm not really sure. Well, they're not number 9s, first of all, and I'm not sure how long they're going to stay in PSG. Maybe Neymar might. Messi, I'm not. There is confusion around his future. Man United potentially could look at Harry Kane. Any other teams I can't really see who's genuinely going to need a number 9. Bayern Munich, but Bayern Munich ain't going to pay 100 million euros for Osimhen. That's probably going to be his price tag. Chelsea Football Club are in for a massive shout for this. Massive shout. It's starting to make sense to me. I was a little bit skeptical about it, but I think we are one of the most genuine teams out there that could potentially go and have the financial firepower to get someone like Victor Osimhen. So this could happen. Financially, I'm not worried that Chelsea won't be able to do this. I think 100% Chelsea will be able to do this. Can we, negotiate with De Laurentiis from Napoli? That's the other factor. So I don't want to be taken out on for a massive ride by them because they're hard to deal with. But I like it. The the focus seems to be a number 9 and a number 6, which is sensational. I think it will set us up nicely for next season. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you feel about everything we've talked about, especially the midfield situation. Declan Rice, Romeo Lavia, obviously Mateo Kovacic with his contract extension. Quadio Kone is not someone that I've seen too much of, so I can't really comment, but there's a lot of people talking about it. Let me know about these 3 midfielders. Who would you prefer? Do you want 1 or 2? Who would you replace? Conor Gallagher, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Mason Mount, many names getting thrown around. And Victor Osimhen. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you have. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time, see ya.